Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to spend some time with me on the video. Always appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to be giving tips and advice for beginning bass anglers. I sort of want to lay a foundation that if you're starting out in bass fishing, because we all have to start somewhere, some things that's really going to help accelerate your success and sort of cut that learning curve down a little bit. So we're going to get into that in today's video. Also, guys, just a big thank you out there to everybody. You guys hear me talk about this every day, but I just really appreciate everybody out there that's been showing support for the channel here by using all the links we put in the description of each video and subscribing to the channel. That really means a lot to me and my family, so appreciate that, guys. Okay, guys, we're all starting somewhere, man. You just, it doesn't matter what point you are in your bass fishing journey. It's got to begin somewhere. It never ends. I mean, we never learn everything. There's one of the things you're going to find out about bass fishing is the longer you fish and the more you get to know about bass fishing, the more that you realize that you don't know, which is okay, because that's one of the biggest, fun things about fishing is the unknown out there. That's why you hear me railing against spotlighting all the time, because it removes a lot of the unknown. But the unknown is one of the magical, mystical elements of fishing that is really necessary to gain the full appreciation for the sport. But what I wanted to do in today's video is I wanted to give you guys some basic tips and advice if you're getting started out in fishing, some things that are really important to catching fish and getting confidence in the ability to catch fish. So it's going to be a pretty wide-ranging conversation here. Guys, the first thing that you need to do, it's like when you're getting into the sport, and again, these tips are going to be applicable to even if you're a skilled bass angler, but the first thing that you need to do is become a good caster. And don't take that for granted, because if you become a good caster, you're going to accelerate and catch so many more fish that you would never catch if you were just an average or below average caster. Here's what I'm talking about. I could take somebody that has never fished before in their life, and I could spend all day with them and take them out in my backyard, and we'll do nothing but cast. I'll just teach them how to cast, teach them how to pitch, flip, skip, spinning rod casting, teach them all the different ways to cast a lure out there. And we could go fishing the next day, and even though this person may have never even been on the water in their life, they're going to catch fish if they know how to cast good. That's half the battle. So never underestimate the value of becoming a good caster, because if you're fishing any type of target-oriented fish or casting to any type of target, your ability to consistently hit that target or put that bait where you want it to put it makes all the difference in the world. I mean, prime example is like pitching and flipping underneath a boat dock or skipping underneath a boat dock. One person may get it 2 foot away from the target, and another person maybe get it 2 inches away from the target. So who's going to catch the fish? A lot of times what you're going to find out in fishing is bass will not chase a lure very far. So if you're fishing objects in the water, many times you got to put it real close to that object and just get it by it at the right angle. So number one is really spend some time learning to be a diverse caster with spinning tackle, bait casters, learn every type of cast out there. Second thing you can do is do your research as far as the availability of techniques and what you can learn online. I mean, guys, all you guys that are starting out fishing today, you don't realize how easy you have it compared to back when I was doing it. Because back when I was doing it 45 years ago and learning about it, we didn't have any access to information. The only fishing information we had was talking to other fishermen that had been the old guys out there, or you had a fishing magazine that you got once a month that usually had something about how to rig a plastic worm, but there was no information. And now at your fingertips, like even on my channel, I've got over 3,500 videos of every technique, every approach to fishing you could want. And if you just absorb through YouTube a lot of fishing information, guys, that is going to increase, and it's going to increase and educate your knowledge of bass movement and bass behavior quicker than anything you can do. But in correlation with that, once you do assimilate that information and once you do learn how to cast pretty good, you've got to get out on the water, because you can only cast so much in your yard and you can only watch so many YouTube videos. But until you get out there in the real world environment and see the sun angle and feel the wind on your face and see how bass are relating to cover and look at different water clarity changes, all these things that can only be learned on the water, you're never going to be a good angler. So the next thing that comes with that is you have to spend as much time on the water as you can, as far as, working around your schedule. We all have different schedules, all have different amount of times that we can dedicate to bass fishing. But the more, it's like any other thing that you do, the more that you do it, the better you're going to get. Next thing is you really need to be a student of the fish and really want to learn about bass movement and behavior, seasonal patterns, all that type of stuff. This is like your ABC. It's like your reading, writing, and arithmetic in elementary school. Understanding and having a basic grasp of seasonal patterns, how fish move, how the moods and personalities of bass change, based upon like things like water clarity and water temperature, water levels, all that type of stuff. Once you learn, or the more you learn about bass movement, behavior, seasonal patterns, the more you're going to be able to go to any lake across the country, even if you don't see it, and catch fish on a strange body of water. That's why I can go to anywhere in the country. You can put me in the middle of a lake that I've never seen before, and all you have to do is tell me the water clarity, the water temperature, and the water level in relationship to the normal level that the lake has, and I'll be able to, locate the fish pretty quickly because, I have an understanding of the bass movement and seasonal patterns. So you really have to do that. And finally, the advice that I would give you guys is stay away from the high advanced technology like forward-facing sonar and live scope. If you go down that path, which is the dark path, you're going to diminish what the sport has to offer so much. If you stay with traditional bass fishing techniques and resist that urge to get sucked into the forward-facing sonar movement there, the amount of gratification and how you absorb the entire experience of fishing and the deep-seated, rooted skill levels that you will develop from understanding bass movement and behavior from a perspective that doesn't have anything to do with electronic technology, you're going to be a long-term, sustainable, successful angler that can catch bass in any condition that there is out there. And if I could give everybody one tip that's getting into the sport, don't get sucked into the forward-facing sonar and that type of fishing, because that is not bass fishing. When you start talking about using forward-facing sonar where you're focused completely on images on a screen with the exclusion of everything else that I've talked about, it's just not fishing. It's not. The reward, and there's a hollowness to that, and there's a reward that is denied by doing that. And a lot of people that have been unfortunate enough to have been, raised with using forward-facing sonar from a young age out there, I really feel sorry for those people because, like I said, they're missing out on the boat and they're really just hurting themselves on the long run. So anyway, guys, that's just some of the advice there. Like I said, learn as much as you can about it. Be a good caster, spend time on the water, and have some respect for the fish. I mean, that's the thing about it. One of the things that I see out there is so many people don't have an awareness and respect for the environment and for being out in nature and for the fish when they catch it. Appreciate being out there, appreciate being out in nature, appreciate any fish that you catch. I don't care if it's 10 inches long or 10 pounds out there. And once you do that, your entire experience is going to be much more rewarding. So anyway, hope it helps out. We'll talk later.